Hello and welcome to this week's episode of I Felt That. Hey y'all, I got my first guest here, and as you know, I'm here to reflect on the old 90s and early 2000 R&B and pop music from way back when, back in the day. And I am here with my first guest, Lex, and she's no stranger to music. She's also a music lover. Lex, can you tell us a little bit about your relationship with music and how long you've been a music lover?
For forever. Since I was younger, I always loved to sing. Mm-hmm. And growing up in a church, mm-hmm. I had no other choice but to sing.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I grew to love it.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Yes, so I felt that. And this is your girl, Jhene, for y'all that don't know. I don't even think I introduced myself on the last episode. I was so excited about being live that I forgot to mention who I actually am. So, yeah, this is Jhene with I Felt That. We're going to go ahead and get right into it, y'all. We got 3 songs from the 90s and early 2000s from some artists. And then we have one new artist that is from now that has some good hot music. So I'm going to get into it with my first artist. Her name is Brandy. The Brandy, singer, writer, producer, actress, songwriter, R&B singer. We all know Brandy. She is, she's been around since I was a little girl. I know that for sure. And she's from Macomb, Mississippi. Never knew that. The song that I'm reflecting on is off of her album in 1998 called Never Say Never. And I will never forget this album because it was my very first CD. I'll never forget. I was 11 years old. I got it for Christmas. I got a new CD player. And I think I had my own room at the time. You couldn't tell me nothing. Do you hear me? And this whole CD I played over and over again. But this song specifically that I know y'all know that has to be your favorite too because it's a classic. And even if I hear it today, I'm turning it up, I'm bumping it, I'm singing it, all that. Have you ever? Have you ever? Lord, let me tell you something. That girl went in completely. So there's a certain part of the song when she said, ooh, what do I gotta do to get you in my arms? Baby, baby. What do I gotta do to get to your heart? To make you understand how I need you next to me. Yeah. You know what? I'm not Brandy. I'm not Brandy. I know, right?
She said, nope. You know
not
what?
Brandy.
I'm not
Brandy, and I'm not even finna do that to her. I'm not finna murder her song. This her song. I'm gonna let her sing her song herself. Brandy, drop that and let him hear it. Basement. To your heart,
to make you understand how I need you next to me. Gotta get you in my world, 'cause baby I can't sleep. Have you ever lost somebody?
All I'm saying is, I felt that. I mean, because it's like, you got to feel that. Like, okay, imagine an 11-year-old me. No, I don't know anything about love. I don't know anything about what she's saying, but I know this is some good music and it sounds good. And it is still relevant today, so that's how I know it's good music. And I know what she was thinking about. I mean, you can relate because it's like, what I got out of it is like nothing worse than feeling somebody more than they pretty much feeling you. You know, you want more for whatever reason, but they won't give it to you for whatever reason. And that's a hell of a feeling. You know, so it's like, what do I got to do to get you in my arms? What I got to do to get your attention? Like, you know, somebody came at you like, listen, what do I got to do to get to you? If that ain't enough game right there, I mean, I don't know. he don't deserve you at that point because I don't know. Have you ever? I felt that. I did. I can't say I didn't. So classic. Next, here at I Felt That, our guest has the advantage of bringing one of their favorite songs from one of their favorite artists and reflecting on why, favorite part, a little bit about the artist. So I'm going to let our guest, Lex, go into detail about who she brought on and do her whole little thing. So you got the stage, Lex. Go ahead.
All right. I got SWV.
Okay.
Who don't like them?
Yes. Who don't like them?
Yeah.
Who don't?
SWV is, let's see, American R&B vocal trio from New York City, New York. They formed in 1988 as a gospel group.
We started out in church.
Yeah. They was also known as Sisters with Voices. The members of the group were known as Lily, Coco, and Taj. They signed to RCA Records in 1990. SWV became one of the most successful R&B groups in the 90s. That's why they're one of my favorites.
I merch.
And my favorite song that was created by them is Weak.
Ooh. Woo! Honey.
Ah.
Woo!
I play it all the time.
Yes, honey. Yes.
All the time.
All the time.
It's from the album It's About Time, which was released in 1992. I wasn't born until 1994, but still.
Hey, that's how you know it's good music. If it's still around
Yeah.
and you can still relate all these years later, that's all it's about. You know what I mean? So,
The part I felt the most from the song is I get so weak, blood starts racing in my veins. I get so weak, boy, it's something I can't explain. I get so something about the way you do the things you do. Ooh, ooh, it.
woo! I felt that. And you did that.
That's my favorite part.
You did that. I could tell. But you know what? You ain't SWV. I'm sorry, but it's their song.
They can add me to the group though if they want to.
Do you really?
Yep.
Blood starts racing through my veins. Boy, it's something. Something about the way you do the things you do. Ooh, ooh, it knocks me right off of my feet. I understand why you love and makes you weak. I guess.
I felt that.
I felt that.
Period.
For sure, I felt that. And if you didn't feel that, then guess what? You ain't never been lucky enough to have a man that make you weak in the knees to where you...
Period.
Period. That's why you felt that?
I felt that.
Because she weak in the knees from her hubby, her baby daddy. But yeah, I felt that. That's that good old school music.
I felt that. What can I
Really
say?
nothing else to say about that. Next. Okay, y'all. So we have made it down to our final R&B artist from the 90s and the 2000s, and I think it's a really, really good one. This one is for the real deal music lovers. Like, you got to be a real music lover if you remember this next artist, because he only had one album, okay, but it sold 100,000 copies. So, I mean, you know, and his name is Uncle Sam.
He don't look like an uncle.
She said he don't look like an uncle. I don't know what y'all think. Do he look like an uncle to y'all or what? Uncle Sam is from Detroit, Michigan, and the song that I'm reflecting on is called I Don't Ever Want to See You Again. It came out on the album in 1997, and I'm just going to go ahead and give you the background on it. It was found that his woman, and his best friend were messing around, and he eventually left Uncle Sam a letter. See, I know all this because this is what would happen when new songs came out for us. We would wait around for the videos to come out. When the videos came out, that's what would tell the story to the song. So, and we would have different networks, BET, MTV, VH1, that played these videos all day long. So that's all we had to do was watch videos and reflect on what the heck was going on with these songs. So that's how I know. Y'all would think that I knew Uncle Sam personally. No, I don't know him, his friend, and the woman personally. No, I don't. But
She bogus.
based on the video, she trifling. She really was. And it was so sad. I mean, just to watch them, you know, that's a hard pill to swallow. I'm just saying, you know, you have to feel that. Like, you know, that's going to be emotional type of song, if that's what it is. So there's a part of the song when he said he couldn't understand until he felt your touch. Now he can see why I loved you so much. And that's all it said. I never thought I'd have to share the love that You know what?
You ain't Uncle Sam.
I ain't Uncle Sam. I didn't sell 100,000 albums. I'm not Uncle Sam. You know what I mean? And that man deserved to be able to sing his song himself because he experienced that. And I really want to know, Uncle Sam, if you're out there, is this something that really actually happened, or this was something that, you know, I know most of the time it's not true, but I really do want to know. Uncle Sam, sang that.
He said he couldn't understand until he felt your touch. Now he can see why I love you so much. And that's so unfair. I never thought I'd have to share your love that I thought was given to only me. And that's why I never want to see you again. I don't want to see, but I stuck by you too.
Did you hear what?
That's
Let me tell you something. Them is fighting words, okay? All I'm going to say is his friend knew to write him a letter as opposed to coming at him man to man, because them is fighting words. I'm sorry. He
and his
said
friend didn't know better, because if he knew better, he'd do better.
he would definitely do better.
But he didn't.
But did you hear what he said? He said he couldn't understand until he felt your touch. Now he can see why I love you so much. You really want to fight then, because, wow, you done already took my woman. It's bad enough I'm losing two people at one time, two people that I really love at one time, and
you
now
gonna
I have
write
to
me a
deal with
letter?
it, and you going to rub it
You
in
gonna
my
write-
face
And write me a letter.
and write me a letter?
You broke.
Go back and watch the video, okay? Because they was balling, hooping together, you know. She would pull up, and he's giving her the side eye the whole time. She with Uncle Sam. Oh, my God. You just talking about too much for TV. So I felt that, Uncle Sam. I definitely felt that. That was definitely,
sorry for you.
felt sorry for you that you had to experience that. That's why I said, if you want to write me a letter and let me know if that really actually happened, I'm really curious to know, because it was a really good video. The whole plot, everything was good. Okay, guess what, y'all? We done come to almost the end of I Felt That for this episode. We have one artist that we're going to reflect on, one of the newer R&B artists, her name, and please forgive me in advance if I pronounce it wrong, because I have not had the pleasure to meet Miss Jhene Aiko. And she is no stranger to the music industry. Back in the day, she used to be featured in some of B2K's videos. And that's kind of how that's how she kind of got her way and made her way up into where she could get recognized for her own talent. And it's an excellent young artist. So really and truly, she was set to release her debut album in 2003, but she decided not to because she wanted to pursue her education, and she went ahead and got her degree from school. And I think that you got to respect her for that. So instead, she went ahead and put that on hold, and I think in 2011, she did go ahead and set her first album. 2017. Her first debut album, Trip, came out, and that is the album that the song I'm Reflecting came off of, which is While We're Young. Honey, let me tell you something. That right there, that's a hit. I felt that. I definitely felt that because there's a part of the song when she had said, baby, while we're young, we should just have fun. We should just do whatever we want and tell everyone we fell in love with each other. Oh, that we found the one in one another. Telling everybody you're mine and I like it. I like it. I felt that because you know what? While we are young, you know what? I'm not Jhene Aiko and I ain't gonna reflect on her song yet. But I just got excited. But I'm gonna let Jhene sing that for herself because it's her song and she the bomb for that. Like the whole vibe, just the way that she do it with the beat, the way it flows, and you know, she just deserves to sing that for herself. So, Jhene, let him hear that.
Baby, while we're young, we should just have fun. We should just do whatever we want and tell everyone that we fell in love with each other. Oh, we found the one in one another. Telling everybody you're mine and I like it. I really hope you don't mind. I can't fight it. Don't fight it. No, you know why can I hide it? 'Cause I like you so that I finally decided on you. Oh yeah.
Spend another wanna lay with ya, spend the night with ya, spend my life with ya, alright. You know I am down to ride, you know I am down to ride. Oh yeah, yeah. You know what, girl? I felt that. Cause you know what? While we young, baby, that's when it's the best time that's when you're supposed to fuck up, is when you're young, because you got the rest of your life to try to get it together and, you know, correct your mistakes. So while we're young, let's just have fun. Let's say everybody and what they think, and we're just gonna do us, and we're just gonna be happy. And I mean,
Forget who don't like it.
who don't like it? I mean, that just is what it is. That's just period. So while we're young,
Do what you want.
do what you want to do. Young folks, except
Do
my
you.
kids. While you're young, just have fun. No, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? You got time to get it together. So that's what it's all about. And yeah, I felt that. So thanks, Jhene, for that. End of the second episode of I Felt That. We brought y'all some of our favorite R&B music from the 90s and the 2000s. It's very important because this is the music that got us through our hard times, our good times, our bad times, our ups, our downs. The music and the artists, more importantly, are very important. So yeah, I brought y'all with that heat today. My guest brought her heat and her favorite music. We want to thank you for reflecting on SWV. Thank you for being a guest. For you guys that don't already know, Lex is my niecey poo. So it was only right and fair for me to have her as my first guest. We both love music and we sing music together. And hey, she didn't have a choice but to do it. So thank you for joining us. Tune in next week for I Felt That with Tara and Shay.